You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
Well, Black and White Sports fans, we have some breaking news. I knew that this was coming. I'm pretty sure that Rhodes actually expected this too.
Yep.
What was it, like a month ago, Mark Sanchez got stabbed? And then the media was actually coming out making it seem like he was the victim, probably because all the details weren't necessarily out there. But then we find out that Mark Sanchez was actually attacking a 67-year-old, what was he doing? DoorDash driver, Uber driver, something like that?
Yeah, he was some kind of delivery, like a Uber Eats kind of driver or something like that.
Yeah. Mark Sanchez walks up to this man's vehicle, I guess tries to forcibly remove him from the vehicle and starts chasing the man around, and there's video out there of it. Then we found out the police said, wait a minute, Mark Sanchez is not the victim. He's the perpetrator.
He's the instigator of all this.
Yeah. And Mark Sanchez still recovering from getting stabbed by the man like 2 or 3 times. Mark Sanchez is probably lucky to be alive.
By the way, the guy that got cut on the face, it looks like a horror movie.
Yeah, it looks gruesome.
Cut him right across the face like this. And it looks, it is something straight out of a horror movie.
Yeah.
Truly.
It looks like he got slashed in the face by Jason Voorhees.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah.
Now, I anticipated that Fox Sports is actually going to fire him. Apparently, it didn't happen immediately, but now, folks, we got some breaking news. It is over for Mark Sanchez. Right here on ESPN, Mark Sanchez out as Fox Sports analyst following October arrest. Now, Rhodes, I'm thinking that they actually fired him pretty much not long after this incident happened. But look here. A Fox spokesperson told The Athletic, we can confirm that Mark Sanchez is no longer with the network. There will be no further comment at this time. Yeah. And by the way, Drew Brees is replacing him.
Okay. I knew this was coming because I did a video just day before last about Drew Brees getting his analyst spot in the NFL broadcast rotation.
Yeah.
For NFL on Fox.
Now, Brady Quinn was a temporary guy.
He's literally being paired up with the guy that Mark Sanchez was paired up with. So, yeah, this was coming.
Yeah. I don't know if Mark Sanchez is going to be hireable again. I really don't. I mean,
I would guess not.
Yeah, probably not for a while. I mean, he's actually going to trial. This trial is happening fast. I don't think I've ever seen anything this fast. December the 11th? Really?
Wow. That is very fast, actually.
Yeah, they're not wasting any time. Now, they don't think that it's going to happen, but it's pretty fast. But I don't think there's any question, man. He's probably guilty.
Well, one of his charges is a felony charge. They initially charged him, and then they ended up upgrading one of the charges to a felony.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Probably after the image, it was after that image surfaced on social media of the guy's face is when the charge got upgraded.
Boy, it's gruesome.
It really is that bad. Yeah, it's bad.
How many years is Mark Sanchez actually facing? To me, it looked like it should have been attempted murder.
That's a good question. I mean, I really don't know what those charges. I would guess there's multiple charges. Now, obviously, he's probably going to have the best kind of, legal representation money can buy, because I know there's been estimates, people talking out there, he was getting paid at least $1 million a year from Fox. Not to mention he played in the NFL for a decade. And he not to mention everything that came along with being a former quarterback. This is what we don't talk about. Former quarterback, star quarterback at USC. We forget about that. He was in that big run of quarterbacks at USC of Matt Leinart and Sam Darnold and all those guys.
Yep.
So wow, I mean it's unbelievable. I mean, you want to talk about a fall from grace real fast.
Yep.
And I got to be honest with you, he's kind of a guy that I'm surprised didn't have sort of a second resurgence. And I don't know if maybe he played in today's NFL even a few years later, if he might have ended up having a Geno Smith, Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield kind of arc, if one of these quarterback gurus would have gotten a hold of him. But we forget he is the last successful quarterback for the New York Jets. We forget about that.
And he really wasn't that good. Remember, he's missed a butt fumble.
Back-to-back AFC Championship games.
Yeah, but that wasn't really because of him. That defense was electric.
I know, but in New York, they consider that period, I can tell you, from listening to the New York radio, that Sanchez, Rex Ryan, that's considered like the last glory days for that franchise.
But it really wasn't because of him. I mean, he was a below-average quarterback.
Yeah, that's true.
He really was.
He wasn't, I always thought eventually he might have worked into like an Alex Smith kind of guy, but it just never happened.
Yeah. I mean, they were really there because of guys like Darrelle Revis, who's an all-time great cornerback.
Well, I think they had LaDainian Tomlinson back in those days too. So if I remember correctly, that sure helps.
Yeah.
But
Mark Sanchez has bigger problems to worry about, man. He's going to prison, it seems. Definitely seems like he's going to prison.
I would guess now there's always a chance of a plea deal or something like that. And again, he's going to have the best attorneys money can buy. So
yeah, but even with a plea based on those images and that man being old and he was attacked, I don't see how he doesn't do at least 3 to 5 years at least.
Oh, I'm gonna go on record and say he doesn't even do a year.
Really?
Yeah. I think that's now. If it was
not even 3 years.
If it was you or me, we'd probably do 3 to 5 years. But I just think that with the right representation, yada yada yada. And to my knowledge, he doesn't have any priors. At least nobody's brought up anything prior, and they'll take that into account.
This happened in Florida too, right?
Not with him, to my knowledge. I don't think.
No. Where did the attack happen? Was that in Florida?
Oh no, it was in Indianapolis. He was there.
Okay.
He was there for a Colts
Indianapolis.
Game.
Yeah.
He was there for a Colts game.
I think he's going to get some jail time though.
And I know there was a thought that, I believe the driver that got attacked is suing Fox Sports,
which I think is crazy. I don't think he's going to get that.
I don't.
Now suing Mark Sanchez personally, yeah, I think he can win that.
I could see that. I didn't understand the lawsuit. It's not their responsibility to follow him around and chaperone.
Yeah, even Florio, who's a lawyer, man, was kind of like, this is going to be tough right here to prove. I
do somewhat wonder whether or not they would have fired him had they not been getting sued. Yeah. That has crossed my mind.
But also, I think it sets a bad precedent if Fox Sports is actually, or Fox in general, is actually sued and the guy wins. I think that sets a bad precedent because then it's open season on every company out there.
They'd have to chaperone, every network would have to chaperone every analyst they got.
I'm not even talking about a network. I mean, like out here in Houston, oil and gas is huge. I used to work for an oil and gas company. If I attack someone, and what are they going to do? Sue my company because I work for them?
I will tell you this. One of the corporate companies I worked for once said that, I was on salary, as you can imagine, as a member of management. They did tell me, you need to watch what you do when you go out because you work for us 24/7. And you represent us 24/7 because you're on salary, as far as we're concerned. And I often want, in other words, it was basically that. Now I think that was more towards me, as in, look, if you get popped for drunk driving, we're firing you. Is how that was working out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
But it is sort of interesting that companies might have, even back then, that would have been 15 years ago, that they would have been like, look, we don't want to be held responsible for any of your actions away from work. I've never heard of this happening until now. I don't know if it has, but maybe, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there you have it, guys. Mark Sanchez fired by Fox Sports. Saw this one coming a mile away.
Yeah.
Anything else, Rhodes?
Negative, Ghost Rider.
Peace. We're out.
Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.